When we were in Arica, which is a town right up by the Peruvian border, and it's earthquake territory. I mean, it's right on a fault line, and they all said, you know, when the big one comes, this is all going to be gone because the tsunami will pull away everything we're sitting on right now. So when we arrived, they'd had a horrible earthquake 2 years ago in Concepcion, and so the Chilean Ministry of Defense or whatever came to give us emergency evacuation information at the beginning of this. And it was all about running for your life if there was an earthquake, because you had 15 minutes till the tsunami would come. And it was all in Spanish. So here I was sitting in this room, we had just arrived, and my Spanish is pretty okay. But somehow or other, having these officials in these uniforms speaking very quickly to us and urgently about, you know, go to this street and then you turn left and then you run up the mountain and you stay in this holding station, I just froze and I couldn't understand what they were saying. And I said to everybody afterwards, please translate for me, what was the gist of it? And all the Chilean teachers there said, oh, well, you go down to that street and then you run for a while, then you go up to a holding area. And I'd say, well, what's the name of the street? How far is it? What's the landmark? Oh, I don't know. It's just over there somewhere. And I realized how much a person is left out when they don't speak a language fluently and some kind of emergency procedure is taking place. And I felt so vulnerable because of the language barrier. And of course, I teach about English language learners all the time, but I hadn't had that visceral feeling of being in a possible emergency situation and not understanding what was going on. So that was very instructive to me. I took away that gut-wrenching feeling and I'm applying it to my teaching. And I've mentioned it to my teachers saying, you know, when there are emergencies or crises and you don't understand the language, it's really terrifying. It can really leave you in a state of tremendous shock and fright. So that was good for me to go through that. Every night in the hotel room I had my full set of clothes laid out next to me just in case I had to get dressed and run for it because I didn't know how I would know I would have to run for it. So that was very, very interesting.